Podcast 27, 3 Ways to Change Your Mindset.
Awaken the leader inside. Follow the path of leadership. Never give up. Never stop trying. Get up. Believe in yourself. Not every day is going to be easy, but you got to challenge yourself. You need courage. Be ready. Stop waiting for it to happen. Go make it happen. Harness the power within. You were destined to be a leader. Follow the path of leadership. Awaken the leader inside.
Podcast 27, 3 Ways to Change Your Mindset.
Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast. My name is Dave Rubalcava and I'm your host here at Awaken the Leader Aside. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. Just gonna let you guys know I'm recording this actually remotely right now, so there's no video attached to it. The last few episodes I've had to do kind of on the go, so there's not video to it. But I appreciate you guys checking in and following the episodes in my podcast. So if this is your first time listening in, I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Just as a reminder, we are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. So, hey guys, I'm glad to be back. I wanted to follow up. I know the last episode we talked about looking into ways, or just following up from podcast 24 about the 3 ways that you can improve, or 3 ways that you can focus on improving your leadership, especially if you're new. And, I wanted to share something with you guys. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, probably more now than ever. I listen to a lot of podcasts and a lot of podcasters that talk about so many different things, from leadership to just everyday life. And it's really cool that when you listen to things, they start to impact you. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it mentioned just some very simple things. It had nothing to do about leadership. It was just about overcoming hardships in life in general. And I think that it resonated with me, because leadership is a real true reflection of how we process information, how we make decisions, and how we lead others. And honestly, that is how we live our lives as well. So it doesn't turn off when you walk out the door. And in my life, I've had a lot of hardships, which I haven't really shared a lot of those, but it was difficult. I had a lot of challenges early on in life, and I had to overcome a lot of things. But I've learned, because of those obstacles, how to be stronger, how to be resilient. And I'm sure at some point I'll share a lot of those moments in my life. I call them critical moments that kind of shaped me. And I like hearing when other people go through that, because it humanizes what leadership is. And leadership is to me, very emotionally charged. And I don't mean emotional as in, you let your emotions dictate decisions. I'm saying leadership impacts you on an emotional level, and it takes a high level of leadership to control your emotions when it's impacting you. And that's actually how life is too. Life can be very difficult and challenging and knock you down, and it takes resiliency to get back up. That is the same thing required in leadership to be successful. But I want to just share 3 things. I like sharing now, giving you some bullet points that you can focus on. Very simple things that can help you at any stage of your leadership. But as we're looking at the Foundation series right now, and kind of going back to those leaders that don't have the experience, or just maybe want to get to that first promotion or be in a position of leadership, these things resonate very deeply with me. As I listen to these episodes of various podcasts, and I don't even remember which one it is anymore. Otherwise, I'd share it with you, because I listen to so many of them. But I think there were some really cool messages. And one of them was, don't be overwhelmed with the totality of what you're trying to accomplish. So if I want to be I want to be in this position and that's all I focus in, or I want to start a company and that's all I'm focusing on. When you get absorbed into the overall totality of what you're trying to accomplish, it can be so overwhelming that you won't take action. And so many times in my life, when I heard that, it resonated with me, because there were so many moments in my life where I couldn't really want to register how big the moment was, or how big, the next step was. Because if I did, it would probably paralyze me from making a choice. And that's why it's so important as leaders, as you're growing, is don't get caught up. Even though we talk about the big picture and how you have to see the playing field, don't get caught up into the whole totality of it. You've got to look at measurable small things that can get you there. So let's say if you want to get promoted and you really want this role, you got to focus on the small things. How is my attitude today? Okay, I got to be positive today. I got to make sure that I'm communicating. I need to make sure that, even just in my current role, that I'm executing my job with all the cylinders running, and I'm doing what's expected of me in my current role. Instead of focusing on what I can do to get to that level, what can I do? Just focus right now on the small things that you can do to help you be successful in your current role and help you be successful networking with those that can help you and give you knowledge about how to be successful in another role. And it seems really simple, but the reason why the message resonated with me is we all have these long-term goals. All of us have long-term goals that we want to accomplish. Don't get consumed with why you're not there yet. That's not important. What's important right now is that you are taking steps to get to where you need to go. And for all of us, it's going to be different. But like I said, the very basic things are do what you can to help you get better at what you're doing now as you're acquiring new skills by learning from others. Another point was just win the day. Now, when I heard that, I'm like, man, that's what I tell my teams. Why is that so important? Because things happen to us from a personal level to business. There's so many factors that can derail us from a day-to-day, or even hour to hour. Things happen that can really deflate our momentum. Now, those are the moments that it's going to tell you, or you're going to have to remind yourself, I need to win the day today. I have to just get through this. I have to get through it being positive. I have to just look at, the glass is half full today. Today's a rough day, but I am not going to let that impact my morale. I'm not going to let that impact the level of energy that I'm going to put into at least trying to accomplish something today. It doesn't even matter if you don't accomplish it. What matters is that you chose to win the day. You chose to put your energy where it's going to matter to keep you motivated on a day-to-day, hour to hour sometimes. And I went through that recently. Like I shared, when I went to surgery and all this, I had to focus on, I have to just win today. And it was simple stuff like, I just need to be able to stand. I need to be able to stretch my legs. And they're so small things, but they gave me the confidence and the strength to keep pushing the boundary until I recovered. I just got to win today. So that's important for your morale. Keep yourself focused to win the battle that's in front of you. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about next month. Don't think about those things that are going to lead to being overwhelmed. Fight the battle with what's in front of you right now and give it everything you have. Harness all of your energy into taking control and you doing what it takes to get the job done and win the day. And the last thing, you guys, is just reflect over what you did well today. Now, there's going to become a time where you have to reflect on what you did well and what you didn't. But right now, as a new leader, or if you're hitting a wall, what's more important or what's the most critical is to identify what you did well today. So when you look at your day and you're winning that battle today and you're pushing yourself, I think it's so important that you look back on what you did to change your circumstance today and look at the results that happen, because it's things like this that'll help condition your mindset that even though today was hard, even though today I wanted to give up, even though today I kind of felt like this is pointless, why am I in this? You making a choice to continue to fight and push yourself through that is a win. that is something that's going to carry on with you at some other point in your life, some other point in your career, some other stage in your career where you're going to have to call on that strength to push yourself. So when you start to focus on what you're doing well, you will always try to learn something from what happened. And that is the most important thing that you can learn as a new leader or a leader that's struggling right now, is learn about your leadership, learn about your will set, learn about what helped you push through those hard moments. That is so important. And when we look at the totality of being a leader, a lot of the pieces in my career stemmed from these three things. And they stemmed from taking action when I didn't want to. When I had to search for what am I doing well, because I fell into the traps of looking at what didn't go well today, and it only destroyed my morale. It only stripped away from me being encouraged to come in tomorrow and try harder. So I realized that those things, those 3 points, can be the catalyst for you to rebuild your mindset to fight for what you need to do to get to the next level. Keep yourself positive and find something positive out of every experience that you go through in life and as a leader. And they're going to be the building blocks. And those are kind of the things that are hard to make tangible because they come from you. They come from your choice. And I want you to remember that everything in your career, in every situation you're in, you have a choice of how you want to handle that. You have a choice to choose to be positive or negative. You have the choice to take on the responsibilities or not. And they will all trickle down into outcomes for you. Now, when you want to become successful, at some point you're going to learn and realize that you can control the outcome by your attitude. And it takes a lot to do that. But for now, we have to condition you to start to find the positive things in negative situations to help you build your confidence that you could embrace that. Today's a bad day, but you know what? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to still deliver. I'm going to stay positive and search for those positive wins. So I want to leave you with this last kind of message, you guys. I know today's a little bit shorter than normal. You can do this. You can make a difference in your own growth, in your own careers, by simply focusing your energy on you and what you learned from today and how you're going to grow and reflect on what you did in a positive manner is going to change things for you. Remember, things happen in steps. You're not going to be able to leap to success. It's so important that we focus on these monumental steps, monumental moments that can change your career, change your attitude, or change the outcome. Stay positive. Don't get consumed by the big picture. It's going to happen when it's going to happen, guys. When you're in there and you're growing in your success is going to come at the least time expected. It's just going to arrive in the most unpredictable way. I promise you, because I've seen it. I've lived it. But what didn't change is my work ethic, my will set, my continuation of pushing myself and self-reflecting and finding positivity. That stuff never changed. The only outcome that changed was doors open for me. And that's what we talk about, opening opportunities for you. This is where you can control your attitude, which will control your destiny and opening doors. So I want you to reflect on that. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you think about it. You can email me at David@Awaken the Leader Inside. And I appreciate all the communication, all the emails and stuff that I'm getting. I appreciate it. But this is where you have to take a stand. Take a stand. And one last note, guys, I think I mentioned this in the last podcast. We are collecting donations for cancer research for St. Jude's Hospital through us selling some mugs that my family, we have a small storefront that we're selling mugs, Mama and Papa Bear mugs. So if you want to donate, and like I said, I've lost someone very close to me, so this is very personal for me. and I just wanted to do something. My family wants to do something. So for every mug that's purchased, we donate $1 to St. Jude's Children's Research, and I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for being on this journey with me. I learn from you guys just as much as you learn from me. It's a two-way street, and I appreciate everything you do. And if you know anybody that needs help with leadership, share this podcast with them. I appreciate it. And if you have a chance, make sure you fill out a review for me. So let me know. And if there's anything I do for you guys, shoot me an email. And I appreciate everything you do.
Stay tuned for the next podcast. Always remember, awaken the leader inside.